Joining us for a little bit is the gentleman recently, confirmed yesterday by the City Council as Shreveport's Chief Technology Officer. Keith Hansen is here. Welcome to Kiel. How are you? Happy New Year. Hadn't met before.
Thanks.
Yes, you did. He was in studio.
I don't think he was.
He wasn't here? Oh, my bad.
No.
My bad.
No, we met at the door, and
okay.
He was
boom, 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 through all
dropped about like 40 degrees since we got here this morning.
You're in charge of making Shreveport a smart city. So are we a dumb city today?
We are not utilizing technology to its fullest.
What does that mean?
That's for sure.
Does it mean does it mean we have the wrong equipment, or does it mean we have the right equipment and we just ain't running it right?
When I am talking about this kind of stuff, I'm mostly saying, internally to the city government, the software systems that run all the departments have not been upgraded or updated.
Are we 70s, 1980s, 1990s? I'm not saying that facetiously.
It's been at least a decade plus on some of these software systems.
Now, before we get into the particulars of what your plan is, the vision that you and the mayor share, give us a little background on yourself, sure. if people don't know. I know you're a Shreveport-Bossier guy.
Yep. So let's see. I have been writing software since I was 12 years old. I'm 33 now. Yeah. It's a cool story, actually.
Go ahead. We got time.
He's not geeky at all. I promise.
I'm super geeky. But I was up in my attic, and I had an old computer. I mean, this was dial-up days, a little bit before that, and found a book.
Like my one at home. But go ahead.
Yep. It was the only one that my parents would let me break, basically. It was an old DOS machine with floppy disks. And lo and behold, I found this programming book in the attic that was my dad's while he was in college. And he had never really pursued it. It was just a VHS cassette tape and a reference manual, and then cassette tapes. Floppy disks, sorry. And I taught it took a year. I did not go very fast when I was 12, but I went from front cover to back cover and in about a year, and wrote my first program and just got hooked ever since.
When I was 12, I barely relaced my baseball glove.
Keith, what was the mayor's marching orders to you?
There were 4 main objectives. There was universal broadband. That was priority number 1. Functional IT, meaning creating a much more responsive unit inside of the government. Let's see, personnel management, of course, like actually training and making sure that skills are increasing every day, etc. That is something that the tech industry requires practically. You can't just coast in this job. You have to stay up to speed. And then I added, and he agreed, open data.
Okay.
Which I am super excited about the open data initiatives. So.
Are you charged with saving the city money?
That is something that I have seen. So let's see, about a week, as soon as he announced that I was up for confirmation, I then went upstairs and got to know everybody, my direct reports at least. I haven't met the entire team other than a handshake and a hi in the hallway. But I asked, the direct reports just to give me the lay of land here. Let me try and get up to speed. What am I walking into? Maybe I can turn around screaming if I need to. There was still time then, right? But yeah, that was kind of the first days on the job there.
We're adding another department head. I want you to explain how we're affording another department head.
Well, technically, I took $20,000 almost less than the current salary position for this position, and I took on more responsibility.
Well, we didn't have this position before.
Mark Santos will be going down to deputy, and
so he was the IT director.
Correct.
Okay, so he's going to be bumped down, and you're going to be his boss.
Technically, yes.
Will.
But wait.
Go ahead.
But you're adding a salary.
First of all, we have 7 unfilled positions in that department.
Okay.
Right. So now, all that to say, I didn't increase the appointed line in the budget. We basically split it down the middle.
Okay.
Is part of your job as technology officer to go from department to department, and I'm thinking now specifically of water and sewage, and look at the way, say, theoretically, the building works and go, you know, you guys might be able to improve a few things here?
So there's a whole division in my department that is dedicated to business analysts. So what they do is they do exactly what you said. Now, what they don't have a lot of capability to do is go find that stuff. So for instance, if I were to go into water and audit, say, the call center, I would probably find a lot of ways that we can improve their operation and increase customer service, right? Like chat support. Instead of calling in, or while you're waiting on the line, it'll say, if you don't want to wait on the line, talk to a representative over chat right now, right? Go here, click, boom. And then now you're talking to somebody. That person can handle 4, 5, 20 conversations all at once. You know, that sort of stuff is what I'd like to do, is just kind of dig in and find the opportunities, then prioritize them and get them into our department so that they get into the backlog and they start to be addressed.
So you're kind of like a digital efficiency expert, if you will, also.
Well, so I'll say this. As a small business owner, previously for 8 years before this position, every dollar counted, right? It was all our money, right? And we treated it like that. And when you go through the budget roll, you could save 20 here, 30 there every month, and that turns into, after, you know, an hour of doing this, 12 grand a year that you can then turn into marketing budget and then increase the margin, right?
Keith Hansen is the Chief Technology Officer, approved yesterday by the City Council for the City of Shreveport.